got to have something, if you're going to be masterful at it, you've got to give it laser-like focus. You've got to give it laser-like focus, and I'm going to give you a couple of key words here. First of all, just think about this. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you give something massive focus, you're going to pour massive energy into it, and it's going to start to move in some direction. So let me clarify a couple of words with laser-like focus. You must be focused on what you want, and it must be crystal clear, and it must be compelling. So 3 words: want, crystal clear, compelling. Whatever area you suck in, you got to know victory is what? Victory is near, and all you got to figure out is once you're focused and you're clear and it's compelling, now you got to focus on finding the right strategy, and I promise you it's not as hard as you think. It's 2 millimeters. It's a little simple shift that'll make it all happen. The science of achievement is a science, meaning if you want to lose weight, if you want to make money, if you want to do well in your job, there are certain specific laws. You and I might be different biochemically, but there's certain laws of the body that if you violate them, you're going to have dis-ease, right? If you violate them, you're going to have stress. If you violate them, you're going to have low energy. If you align with them, you're going to see an improvement in whatever your maximum capacity is. We all have different physiological capacities. We know that. There are laws. Laws of money. Doesn't matter what background you are, how old you are, what color you are, what religious belief you have. Follow the law, you'll win. That's the science of achievement. Most people, in order to feel significant, make things really complex so they feel like they're really unique and special. But complexity is the enemy of execution. The more complex you make it, the more likely you are not going to follow through. The area you're masterful of, how many feel like you have the tools, you have the insights, you have the strategies, you know what to do to succeed in this area, and it works? How many got that area that way? Say I. Think of the area you're not masterful in, the area you kind of suck in. Is it true in that area? Do you have the same level of insight, strategy, understanding, distinction? Do you have the same level of coaching? Yes or no? No way. That's why you're missing it. So that's why. And by the way, I want you to know when it comes to strategies, you want to find the best, not something good. You want something freaking outstanding. Because the difference between good and outstanding is the difference between working your off and getting a little return or working less and getting a giant return. That's what people don't realize. And the best way to get this, by the way, is model someone who's already getting the result you want. Here's what values are. Values are the emotional states that we believe are most important for us to either experience or avoid. So values are the emotional states that we believe are most important for us to either experience or avoid. Let me show you what I mean. What you value determines what you focus on. If your number one value in life is security, I guarantee you know where every exit is in this building. You looked around and checked it out. If your number one value in life is adventure, you don't even know how you got here. It literally is it controls what you notice or don't notice, what you do or don't do, what's important or not important. Every decision in your life is controlled by your beliefs and values. Here's the delusion that most human beings have, that we're supposed to get what we want. That's a uniquely American delusion, by the way, if you travel the world. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting what you want, but sometimes life isn't just about me. Sometimes it's about we. Sometimes not getting what you want is the most valuable experience of your entire life. Sometimes utter pain, and I hate to see suffering. I do anything to keep somebody out of suffering. I feel people suffering. But I've learned as I've matured, sometimes pain is the greatest asset in the world because when people succeed, they party, and when they fail, they ponder. And that's where the change comes from. Success leaves clues. In other words, if someone is successful, not once, not twice, but continuously, they're not lucky. There's something they're doing that's making their life extraordinary. If someone has lost weight and kept it off for 8 years and they're fit and strong and healthy, they did something different than other people. They aren't lucky. They aren't just born with a great metabolism because they used to be fat, right? If somebody has gone from broke to financially wealthy and they maintain that for 10 or 20 years, they aren't lucky. They're doing something different. Instead of envying them or instead of just thinking they're lucky or liking them, learn from them. But who do most of us learn from? Whether we know it or not, who we spend time with is who we become. And we spend time with people we love, people that are our friends, most of which came to us by proximity. We went to work with these people. We went to school with these people. It was not something that was like, here's the ideal person to learn from. It's like, this is somebody that I enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that, but they shouldn't be your teacher. Look, I've buried 3 parents. I've had quite a few fathers. I've had the experience of being near bankruptcy many times when I was doing what I love, but I didn't know how to run the business. I was learning. I didn't go bankrupt, thank God, because I just wouldn't go over the edge. I've had those experiences where the doctor says to you, you have a tumor in your brain. That changes you. It makes you appreciate life in a different way. It makes you appreciate time in a different way. It shifts all your priorities. You don't have to wait till you have a problem. But what I can tell you is if you face that problem with grace and strength and power, and that usually is finding something more than yourself that you're playing for. I always tell people, if you want to see somebody who's emotionally fit, where do they get their strength? There's something in them that is so hungry that they have a drive that'll push through. And the most powerful ones have something that they're living for more than themselves. If you're constantly focusing on what you can't control, it's not hard to figure out. You're going to feel stressed. You're going to feel frustrated, right? You're going to feel overwhelmed at times, or you might even feel depressed. There's no right or wrong, but you should know there's a pattern there just like this, and if it doesn't work, it might be good to change it. We all have to look at what we can't control at times. It's just which one dominates you. You better know what's coming. You know why? Anticipation is power. Reaction is pain. Anticipation is power. Leaders anticipate. Losers react. Most of you are reacting and dying financially right now. I don't mean in what you earn as an income. I mean what happens with that money to actually get you financial freedom. Leadership does not fit in. Leadership is authentic. Leadership doesn't mean other people follow you. If you're a leader, it just means you won't settle for anything less than you can do, be, or share, or give. That you're living life on your terms, no matter what somebody else thinks outside their life here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to build a muscle, you don't get it by being comfortable. The way you build a muscle is you push against enormous resistance, and that discomfort creates growth. And if you push hard enough and consistent enough, you get so strong that you won't go for comfort. It'll be comfortable just standing there. It'll be comfortable just taking on the challenge. Most people don't need a reason to feel bad. How's it going? Feel like crap. How come? Woke up. And people go, I understand. What if you went to somebody and said, how's it going? They go, I feel so great. How come? I don't know. I just feel good. You go, take that guy to the psychiatrist. Right? They're manic. They're crazy. But somebody else who's depressed and angry and frustrated, you think that's totally normal. That's the cultural hypnosis that we've all been in, no matter what country we live in. We're all culturally hypnotized to fit in, and fit in is the lowest common denominator.